And I am going to also make Kevin the host. So you're all set there. And just as a way of brief introduction, I just wanted to thank Kevin so much that talk about a busy schedule. It makes me look like a slacker, but basically, I really appreciate him taking the time to be able to come on and talk to us a little bit about how to utilize the app. And I talked to him about some of the concerns we have with regards to getting listings out. I'm sorry, specifically exempt listings out to everybody, and make sure that we have an easy way to get to them. And so he's going to take us through that. And I was telling them a little bit, Kevin, beforehand too, that some of the other brokerage firms we've worked with, like in even other markets and so forth, have had sort of the same sort of rub against us a little bit, and there's been some ways that they've made it really work for them. So I'm excited to hear how this goes, and I'm going to turn it over.
Awesome, cool, thank you. Hi everybody. I know most of you. Some of you though, sadly, I don't think I've met in person still, but hopefully soon. Yeah, today, like Tom said, the agent app has been around for a while. It's been around since 2013. I remember the day I flipped the switch and we got rid of email because there used to be this email, for those of you that have been with us for a long time, where you could literally email the entire company. Like you could send one email. So you can imagine what happened, right? There were 350 emails a day. Nobody read a single one. There were so many reply alls. People ended up just going in there once a week and just deleting their entire inbox from that. So we came up with the agent app. Today, we're not going to go through the whole agent app. Today is specifically related to pockets and property needed, right? What happens and what the benefit is, and mostly how we work within the agent app to make it more efficient. And I'll tell a story really quickly from the Stone Ages, 2019. I went to Atlanta, I moved to Atlanta, and I worked with Ansley. They already had the agent app down there. So we acquired Ansley in 2019. They already had the agent app. But what they were still doing in their sales meetings every Tuesday in their Buckhead office, they would go around the horn, and whichever agents were there would talk about which listings they have, and they would talk about which buyers they had. And it was super inconsistent because nobody was paying attention. You only paid attention if you were the one that was going to talk. People were missing each other, so there was no benefit. And people had to come to the meeting in order to learn these things. It was so archaic because it was taking time, and really their entire meeting on Tuesday revolved around this one concept. Now, it was good for culture because it got people there, but the only people that came were the ones that had a need. So even if you were talking about a listing and someone had a buyer and they weren't there for whatever reason, we missed it. All right, so I know we're talking about all these things and lists. One of the things that I want to encourage you to do, there's four. One is, I don't know if Tom sent it out. I don't know, maybe, but hopefully you have the agent app downloaded. Everybody got that? Everyone got it downloaded? Okay. Natasha, you're driving. Please don't try to work on your phone while you're cruising around, okay? All right, so that's number one. Make sure you have the agent app downloaded because we're gonna go into your subscriptions and notifications. We're gonna clean this bad boy up. Number two, I wanna make sure that if today makes sense, Tom's recording it, tell a friend. It's sort of like ethics class. Who shows up at ethics class? Probably not the people that should be at ethics class. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Like the people that like need a real slap on the wrist, they're not the ones coming to the class. So odds are there are people that are not in this room, in this right now, tell them to watch the recording. You don't need to name names or put it in the chat. Just tell them to watch it later. Number three, questions, put them in the chat. We're gonna try to get as many as possible and we'll answer them. We may take it offline later if there are too many. We're gonna keep this really narrow. And then the last piece, the things that we're gonna cover today are number one, your subscriptions. Number two, notifications. Number three, we're gonna talk about what if you have a listing. And number four, what if you have a buyer? And we're gonna get this done in the next 21 minutes. Everyone cool? All right, rock and roll. I'm gonna share and we're gonna go through slides first. I just wanna talk a little bit about the background because the agent app. One of the things that I didn't mention that I meant to say is that it's 2022 and I talk about this a lot. If you say that you don't use the app because you're not techie, mercy on your soul. It is too late for that. It is 2022. Anyone that says they're not techie, I don't like, okay, metaverse. So here we go. So you can't say I'm not techie. The agent app is out there. It's going to make you more efficient. And I know this because we've done this at 40 other brokerages. Okay, literally more than 40 at this point. And I know this because I used to sell Converse, the company that makes this. All right, so what is the agent app? You can get it on your computer and on your phone. This is the overview for those of you that are newbies to the agent app. You can simply go on your phone or your computer to apppropertiesapp.com and you log in with your platform information. Really basic. We're going to keep cruising. Why the agent app? Well, I already talked about it a little bit. We created the agent app for efficiency. So things weren't being sent over email that pinged everybody. And the story, I remember January 7th, 2013, we flipped the switch. We turned off agents@appproperties.com. The last 4 emails were reply all emails about Portuguese water dog adoption. And that hit 1,100 agents. 4 reply alls, Portuguese water dog adoption, 2 people going back and forth about it, pinging the entire company. So efficiency. Number 2 is, along that same line, collaborate and share, but without being pinged by everything. You have access to everything, but you're not being notified by everything. That's why we're going to get into your subscriptions and your notifications. And then at the end of the day, number 3, yeah, but number 4, create success for your clients. That's the name of the game. Do everything you can to bring your A game for your clients. And when I say do everything you can, I have a question. Do any of you follow the Broke Agent on Instagram? Anybody? You know what I'm talking about? The Broke Agent? If you don't, follow him on Instagram. Very funny. If you have young children, maybe just watch the volume when you listen to the videos. But the idea is he posted a text from somebody who said they weren't getting photos because they didn't need them because they know that they would get an offer the next day and all offers were due the next day. They just literally were not getting photos, floor plans, anything because they knew the property would sell. We have given up as listing agents because we know the market's tight. We can't. As a listing agent, you still have to do everything you can to create the highest level of success for your clients. So that's really what is relevant to today. And let's get into what I said we were going to talk about: subscriptions, notifications. You have a listing, you have a buyer. So what I want everybody to do is please pull up your agent app on your phone. And we're going to open it up. Everyone good? Thumbs up on the screen. I told Tom I would be yelling into the microphone quite a bit. So I don't know if you like it. Yeah.
It's Mary. I use it just on my computer. So when you say just phone, can it be phone or computer?
Yeah, you can do it on your computer too. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally cool too. And I'll show how or why it doesn't necessarily make a difference when, especially when we get to notifications, but we're going to do subscriptions first. All right. So let's go into here. All right, can everyone see the agent app? I'm in the desktop view. All right, we're in an Propers account. So how do you get it on the computer? You don't have to download anything. This is, you literally go in the browser to @propertiesapp.com, @atpropertiesapp.com in your browser. So let's try it, @propertiesapp.com. Boom, the agent app opens up. Log in with your platform login. All right, the first thing I want you to do, everyone's in. You see your little, your headshot in the upper right-hand corner? Click it. There's a little arrow there, whether you're on mobile or you're on desktop. Click it. Let's go to subscriptions. This is where we are going to control what we're notified by. And I know this from looking at so many of our accounts, is that a lot of us are subscribed to entire rooms, such as pocket listings. So that means you are being notified by, or potentially notified by, every property that goes into that room. Does that make sense? We don't want that. We're going to set up a search. So if you have a buyer and you're looking for a listing, you're only being notified by the properties you want to be notified by. So in your subscriptions, what I want you to do is scroll down and see what you're subscribed to. Here's an example. I'm subscribed to Barrington, or Ann Proper in this case is subscribed to Barrington. If that's her office, great. She's subscribed to Barrington. You're subscribed to Winnetka, or whichever office you may be out of. As we continue to scroll down, though, there may be things that you are subscribed to that you're not interested in. Look at this, pocket listings. Can everybody see this? I'm going to zoom in. I'm subscribed and properly subscribed to Pocket Listings. I don't want to be notified by every listing. This is what potentially makes the agent app annoying, right? So what am I going to do? I can simply delete it by clicking the X, or I could turn it off using this clicker box just to get rid of it. Also, the next one that you can see, I already clicked it, but it says, do you want to unsubscribe from property needed? Likewise, you don't need to know everyone in the company's needs, right? Everyone agree? Liz Watson, you good? Following? Okay, cool. So this is really important. Unsubscribe from the things you don't need to be notified by. And don't worry, we're going to set up your searches so that you are notified by the properties or the buyer needs that you need to be notified by. So take some time here and unsubscribe from the things you don't need to know about. And remember, if you need to find them later, great. Some other areas that I find that people subscribe to entirely. One is vendors. You don't need to know about everybody looking for a plumber in Crown Point, Indiana, right? Not important. If you do need a plumber in Crown Point, Indiana, you can search for it later. So don't subscribe to these big rooms. Now, there are certain things you are going to be notified by. Thad and Mike, you're going to be notified every time. Anytime they post, you're going to be automatically notified. Can't change that. But you can control those other rooms. We're going to move on to notifications. Everyone good? Winnetka conference room, give me a thumbs up. Where are they? The enthusiasm is oozing out of that room right now. All right, let's go. All right, so we're gonna go to notifications. This is important because you want to be able to choose how you're notified. Go to your upper right-hand corner, click on your face. The drop-down opens up, click on notifications. This is cool because we all prefer to be notified in different ways. Mary Grant, you said you prefer to use the desktop, right? Great. So you don't have this on your phone necessarily. You could if you wanted, but you don't have to. This is where you choose how you are notified, whether it's by email or push notification. So email, we all are familiar with email. Push notification is when that pops up on your phone, right? The little pop-up pops up at the top, or it's a banner. You can change those settings. So for me, I have all of my settings set, so I only get push notifications. I always have my phone. I have the agent app on my phone. I have my subscriptions and notifications set up such that I get push notifications. I don't need additional emails. However, you can set up to receive email notifications if you prefer not to receive them on your phone. And you can do both. When we get to looking for properties, all right, so Mary Grant, in the upper right-hand corner, click on your face with that drop-down arrow.
Okay, hold on one sec. I just was, here's what I'm just having trouble with is I was there, but I can't get you and your screen and my screen. Is that like so dumb?
No, it's okay, but I understand. There's a limited real estate on your screen, so.
Oh, okay, so. All right, you keep going. I can follow up. I can watch the recording. You keep going.
All right, cool. So under this note, so in the upper right-hand corner, when you click your face and you click notifications, this is where you choose how you want to be notified. Now, what we're going to do when it comes to having a buyer wanting to be notified by listings, oftentimes what people do is they will have for subscribed searches, both push and email. So they will do push and email to make sure that they don't miss a listing that comes through. But you can come back and do this. We don't need to do this right now. I'm showing you, remember this. So we have subscriptions where you control what you're notified by, and we have notifications that determine how you're notified. Email, push notification, or both. All right. Now we're going to talk about what we do when we have a listing. All right, so I know this is the rarity, right? Listings are hard to find, hard to get. We need to bring our A game to get them. One of the things that the agent app is great for is creating additional exposure. Now, back to that post I was talking about on Instagram where there's an agent who didn't even get photos for a listing. Oh, by the way, it's a multi-million-dollar listing. Okay. They didn't get photos for the listing, and they just slapped it up there. It's easy to become lazy. It's easy to just take what you know is there. I don't want to get into the discussion about clients. I know clients sometimes don't want it out there. They don't want it on the MLS. They want it private for good reason. Great. We're not going to discuss that. What we are talking about is our own action and being able to ensure that we're doing everything we can, not only to promote that listing and get our client to success, but also promote and generate business for ourselves down the road. So with that, one of the things that with the Agent app, it is like Apple. We know right now there is demand for housing. We know that if we put a property out there, that it will be swarmed immediately. But what happens, Apple? What happens with Apple if they just take an iPhone and put it on the shelf? There might be demand for it. It might have, nobody knew it was coming, but they just slapped it out there. Will they have people lined up? Will they have created buzz? Will they have created the highest potential outcome for their business without creating buzz? And the answer is no. So my suggestion to you is, if you have a listing, do everything you can to create buzz. And it starts in the deal management system. Everyone with me? You can post in the app. You can post your listing in the app without posting in the app. How do you do it? Okay, well, when you create a property folder, excuse me, when you create a property folder in the marketing checklist, you have this market this property as a coming soon. Yes, I know there's a typo. It is a staging site, but you can market this property as a coming soon. When you click it, it allows you to put in just a little bit of information that then allows you to post in the Agent app without going to the Agent app. You put in the info here. Then down at the bottom, to Mary's question that just popped into the chat, it's a good one. Automatically include my photos and virtual tour link in the description if and when they are available. What does that mean? So if I get my listing agreement, I have my listing agreement, I come to the DMS, I mark it as a pocket listing, it posts in the app. When the photos come in 2, 3, 4, 5 days, they're automatically added to that post. You do nothing. So as a listing agent, it could not be easier. Everyone tracking? Monica Safranco, we good? All right, you're the lucky one at the front of the screen right now. Okay, so here, this is when you have a listing, this is number one. You don't even need to go to the app. It could not be easier. It's a little more difficult if you have a buyer. So this is what happens if you have a listing. Make sure it's in the Agent app. Create as much exposure as possible. And if you followed Coffee with Amy and Kevin, there was an email 2-3 weeks ago, I don't remember now, that I had seen where an agent had received, it was 100, I mean, it was crazy, 100 and some offers, 155 offers, it was crazy. That agent did a really great job of making sure that they handled it well, that they created as much exposure, they reviewed all of the offers to determine which was best for their clients together. And that's really what we have to do. It's easy for us to cheap out right now and just do the bare minimum because we know the property will sell, but are we doing the best service for the client? All right, everyone ready? That's the listing side, super easy. Post in the Agent app automatically, good to go. All right, now if you have a buyer, looking for a listing, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go first. There are 3 things. If you have a pen and paper, you're going to email yourself, whatever. There are 3 things you're going to do. The first thing you're going to do is search. The second thing you're going to do is save that search. And the third thing you're going to do is post. All right. So if I have a buyer, I'm looking for a listing, I go to Pocket Listings. Now remember, we unsubscribed from this entire loop, from this room. I'm not getting all of this anymore. I don't want a Wicker Park vintage penthouse. I don't want Lake in the Hills. I want Winnetka. So what am I going to do? I'm going to search. I'm going to go to the upper right-hand corner, hit that magnifying glass. I'm going to come down and I'm going to choose to search in Pocket Listings. Now I'm going to start answering questions. This is how we filter down and are notified by what we want to see. I'm going to hit North Shore. I'm going to hit, what do I need? A 3-bed, 4-bed. I'll take a 5-bed. Baths, anything up here, 3 to 5 plus. I can put in the price. What do I want? 500. I mean, that's unrealistic. I'll just put in a wide range here, 750 to 25. And then the MLS area, Winnetka. Boom. I can choose property type. We're looking for a single family home, right? I can ask whether showings are possible. All good. Here we go. We got our search in. Now what's going to happen is, as we go, we're going to run the search and we can subscribe to it. So do you see this button? It's a little covered. It looks like a sideways Wi-Fi button. Everyone see that bad boy? Let me go back. There's one at the top up here too. Subscribe. I can subscribe to the search I'm looking for so that anytime a property in the North Shore with 3 to 5 beds, with 3 to 5 plus bathrooms between 750 and 2.5 in Winnetka in a single family home, I get notified. So I'm not notified by the Wicker Park Bucktown, not notified by anything in the western suburbs. I am only notified by these. I click subscribe. I name it Winnetka 700K to 2.5 million. Great, save. I've successfully subscribed to it. Here are our results. Lynn Flannery on January 6th, Victoria 7 days ago. And what you can do is click to see most recent, so they're in order, and see everything that fits your search.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
I kind of lost where you went in to put in the search criteria.
Let's do it again, because this is really important. And I also see Katie's question, can you just leave the price blank? Absolutely. If you could leave any of this blank and it opens up the criteria, right? So you could leave baths blank, you could leave price blank, you could leave a single family home blank, whatever it is, great. And starting over with this, because again, this is really important. I'm gonna click out to the main homepage. Let's go to search again. I have a buyer, I wanna save a search. I'm gonna go to the upper right-hand corner and click that magnifying glass. I'm gonna choose to search, and it says filter options. I'm gonna choose to search in pocket listings. I can zoom in a little bit here. I could search North Shore. I could leave bedrooms, baths open. I could just put in price. I could just do 1 million to, not even the right number. Actually 10, we'll take one out. 3 million. And then Winnetka. So if I want to save this search, or if I want to see the results first, I click results right here. Boom, here's the list of everything that fits. I can click most recent and it'll show me in order the posts that have come through. And you can see nobody's posting. I know this. I know this. We're missing a huge opportunity here. There's a brokerage in a different state I can't mention that has 3,000 agents, so they're only slightly smaller than us. They are using the heck out of this. And I don't want to, they're in metro areas, they're in suburban markets, they're everywhere. And this is something that is creating craziness within their brokerage. Not to keep it within the company, right? Well, here's the thing, Mary, if nobody posts, nobody responds, nobody's going to respond because nobody's posting. Chicken, egg. Be the one. Everyone catch me on that? Because that's always what people say, like nobody's doing it. Yeah, neither of you. So let's go. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you. So let's go. This is how to save a search. We ran the search. We looked at the results. I hit subscribe. All I have to do is name it. So what do we call it? 1 million to 2 million or whatever we put in. You got the idea. All right. So the question, can you post it so it only goes to your office? The answer is not here, not in Pocket Listings. You could post into the Winnetka loop. My question would be, why would you want to limit the audience to which you are posting it unless your client literally says, I only want it to go to the agents on the roster at the Winnetka office? You see what I'm saying? So if that's the case and your client's saying that, seems weird, but okay. I think the last thing that I want to show you really fast is posting as a buyer's agent. This is super important for everybody. We haven't talked about this in a long time. To Mary's question or Mary's statement, yeah, nobody posts or responds to posts. Here is one thing that each one of you can do to help each other and mostly yourself is post your buyer's needs. Post your buyer's needs. So I'm gonna go back to the main page. I'm gonna go, in order to post, just click the plus sign, this plus add button up in the upper right-hand corner, click it. Where do you want to post? Remember, if you have a buyer, you need a property, put it into property needed. In here, I'm going to post with a title. I need Winnetka SFH. I would be more specific. I choose the region, North Shore. I put in beds, I put in baths. Why am I posting like this? Why would I, as a buyer's agent, also post? Number one, there may be a listing agent who searches to look for buyer's agents. We have low inventory. You know, if we rewind a few years, listing agents would search for buyer's agents who had buyers for their property. You know you're going to get buyers. So as a buyer's agent, why do you take the time to post your buyers? Here's why. And then I'm going to drop the mic and hand it back to Tom. Here is why. It's because you can use the agent app in a listing presentation. You can capture listings using the agent app. So how do you do that? I'm in a listing presentation. I am going to search for the home I am sitting in. So I'm going to go to property needed. I am searching for all of the agents with buyers for my property. I'm going to hit North Shore. I'm going to leave beds, baths, all this blank. Forget it. I'm just going to put in 1 million to 3 million. I don't know if that's right. There we go. And in Winnetka, I am sitting in front of a seller, and this is what I say. You know what, at App Properties, it's unique because we have an internal tool where we're able to create exposure from the very first moment we get your listing agreement signed. In fact, right now, I can look up all the agents that have buyers for your property. As soon as we get the listing agreement signed, I'm going to reach out to Katie. And again, we can click most recent. You see what I'm doing here. I can reach out to Brett. I can reach out to Chase. I can reach out to Renee. I can reach out to Tom. I can reach out to George. And you're saying this to the seller. You're saying, I have people I know that have buyers for your property already. Day one, I know we're getting 50 showings in. Does this make sense to everybody? And of course, this is a funky market. You know this isn't going to last forever, right? But this is a way to wow a seller, to make sure that you not only capture the listing now, but wow them for the future. Does that make sense to everybody? All right. So I got to jump off because I'm doing this again. Tom, you were the first. So you were the, I guess, lucky that I was screaming. I don't know.
Okay, we consider it very lucky. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that because there's been so much that's happened. And just as an agent, I used it, as an agent, but even since in the last 2 years, there's been so many new features and so many things have been added to it that it's good to be reminded of it. And I think for some of us, we haven't used it in a long time. So we have this image of what it used to be like. So I really appreciate that very much. And
totally. Yeah, thank you so much for the invite, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Do you guys have any questions? If not, what we're going to do is I'm going to send this out to the whole office. And then for some of you, you're getting lots of thank yous, Kevin, in the chat. So thank you for that. And what I'm going to do is at the end of this, we're going to send this back out to everybody. I loved what Kevin said. If you liked this, My only request is you tell 2 other people in the office because we don't have everybody here. If you didn't like it, I would love to put you in a raffle for a gift card for not talking about it. No, I'm just kidding. But I would love to actually sit down with anybody who didn't get this. I'm happy to sit down with you and actually take you through it and set it up with you. I know there's a couple people that asked for that already. So no problem at all. If you didn't get it, we'll make it work for you. All right. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Bye.